Fighting games, invented February 24th in the year 2000 with the release of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the greatest fighting game of all time, according to senile old people. Talking about back in my day, if a character was busted, that's just how it would be and you had to deal with it. I had to walk 30 miles barefoot to get to the arcade just to get caught in an Iron Man Infinite and lose $40 worth of quarters. Despite the hardships encountered by the player base, MVC2 was an incredible success and spawned dozens of offspring. The shoutouts got their own spin-off series known as Street Fighter in the form of Third Strike. The movement options and headache-inducing amount of shit flying around the screen inspired a wide array of anime fighters, and the concept of having a team of fighters that you tag in and out inspired the first and best Tekken game. And through the natural process of evolution, these fighting games continued to proliferate up until this very day, and fighting games are now more popular than they have ever been. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have any data to back that up. Right now is a great time to start getting into the genre, but you might be wondering,
what is a fighting game?
I guess I did just gloss over that for the first 50 seconds, didn't I? Well, alright. A fighting game is a game in which people fight. That wasn't a very tough concept to grasp, was it? If you want to get into fighting games, the second question you probably have is,
what game should I play?
You probably want to pick a game that's in the main lineup at EVO.
What's EVO?
It's a big competition where people from all over the world come to witness incredible feats of skill, and it's put together by a magical wizard. Stop asking me so many questions. Let's take a look at this year's lineup. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Tekken 7, Grand Blue Fantasy Vs, UFC 3, Kill la Kill IF, Overcooked 2, Def Jam Fight for New York, The Double Dragon Movie, and Mortal Kombat 11. Of course, though, you don't really have to limit yourself to one of these games, as long as you're alright with dealing with a bunch of muckmen materializing out of nowhere, telling you your game is dead every time you ask a question about it. Personally, I tend to avoid anime fighters. The pace of the games is just too high for my stupid idiot brain to keep up with. There's so much shit going on, I can't tell which of the 7 Gokus on screen is my Goku. But at the same time, I'm not a fan of super slow games either. We're just sitting here, staring at each other, waiting for someone to hit a button or time to run out, whichever comes first. The best method to find your game would be to try out a few of them before you pick one, but that would require an arcade or friends or some shit, and I ain't seen neither of those things around these parts in a long time. An important factor to consider when picking a game is whether the game has rollback netcode or delay-based netcode. In case you're sitting there thinking, what in the fuck are you talking about? The only rollback I know is that Fat Joe song, which... Forget it. I'll make it easy for you. If the game is American, it's rollback, and if it's Japanese, it's delay-based, and if its netcode is delay-based, its netcode is trash. Imagine, if you will, that I'm here, and you're there, and we're friends, and we want to play Unist. None of these things are true, by the way. It's just a hypothetical. Well, that shit's not happening. If you're more than a frisbee toss away from me, I might as well be trying to play with you while you're on fucking Europa. No, like, that Europa. There's less delay in dropped inputs when piloting a rover on another planet, and the stakes are way lower in that situation because there's not another rover trying to beat your rover's ass. Look, there's a wide variety of choices, so I'll just pick for you. Tekken 7, that's your game, congratulations.
Doesn't Tekken use delay-based net?
I don't want to hear it. So you found your game. Now comes the most important decision every fighting game player has to make. What character do you play? When you first open up a game and look at the character screen, just pick a character you think looks cool. Pick a character when you see them makes you go, yeah, cause they're gonna be on your screen for quite some time. Now you take your cool looking character into practice mode and just press some buttons. Just press some buttons. Hit a few buttons, man. Just hit them. Just press the buttons, hit some buttons, just press some buttons. Move around a bit and then press some buttons. The reason you're doing this is to test if the character feels right. There's no deep technical understanding required here, no multi-layered analytics. It's all metaphysical. Look within yourself. How does this character make you feel? If the character is right for you, they'll just click with you. You'll understand when you feel it. You'll be like, aw yeah, this guy right here with the leopard mask and tight pants, he's the one for me. As your knowledge and experience expands, the factors that go into what character you'll pick up next will become a little more nuanced. Different types of characters appeal to different types of players. It all depends on how much you despise your fellow human beings. Here are some common archetypes ordered from least to most misanthropic. Ryu, the fighting game character equivalent of a rice cake covered in butter. Doesn't really do anything exceptional, so they don't inspire an exceptional amount of hatred. Unless... Turtle.
ほう、向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか。
近づかなきゃてめえをぶちのめせないんでな。
ほうほう。では十分近づくがよい。
Also known as hit a button, I fucking dare you, the character. The big guy. You ever met a person whose only personality trait is being tall and they constantly get in your face to tell you how tall they are? That's the big guy. Rushdown / mix up. A character whose only goal is to pressure you and force you to make the wrong decision, question everything you've ever done in life, wondering why the fuck you can't block a single hell sweep. Ape mode. These characters are really good for beginner players, because beginners have a tendency to just mindlessly hit buttons, and that shit will usually get you blown the fuck up. But if your character is designed to just constantly get in that ass and hit buttons with no regard for their own or anyone else's life, then you're good. SSX tricky, gimmicky ass bitches, very annoying for the first week of a game's life until everyone figures out how to maneuver through their bullshit. Zoner. Have you ever been at a bar or a gym or anywhere public where other people exist, and you accidentally lock eyes with someone and they manage to communicate fully with nothing but a single glance? Don't you dare get within 10 feet of me. That's basically what a zoner is. Except they also have a gun. And the last one, fuck you. A character that just refuses to allow the other person to play the game. If you pick this character, you are now on a single player adventure, and the other person is just an unwilling companion along for the ride. Once you have your game and your character picked, you're pretty much finished. All you need to do now is the easy part. Learn how to play the game. Taking a look around the internet, you'll find plenty of people willing and able to share what they know about fighting games with you. Just for a few examples, you got Stefan Sajam Lion, Ryan Gutex Gutierrez, Mike Ross, Errors Avoiding the Puddle 801, Massive Australian Zug, Core Gerald A Gaming. While you may in fact learn something from these and many other people, learning from any of them is ultimately pointless. The only two out-of-game resources you need in order to learn more about a fighting game are Discord servers and TAS footage. Think about it. Why would you study and learn from someone like JDCR who knows roughly 97% of everything there is to know about Tekken, when instead, you could join a Discord server with 400 people, each of which knows an average of 1.5%, so in total that's like 600% knowledge. One Discord server is worth roughly 6.2 JDCRs. Not that I would really know. I'm in like 12 different servers that exist only to discuss and come up with secret tech for Asuka, and I haven't said or read a word in any of them for months. I barely have the attention span to spend time in my own Discord server, link in the description, so really I'm not sure what I expected from myself. The other option is learning from robots. TASbots exist to reach the limits of what is possible in a game. The things they can do are, at times, literally impossible for a human being with only 2 hands to accomplish. But that shouldn't stop you from trying. If you can exceed the limits of humanity and mimic the exact inputs of a TASbot, you'll become literally unstoppable. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Pick a game, pick a character, join a character tech Discord server that exists solely as a front to share hentai, become a robot, and win Evo. Easy. And now a word from some of my patrons. Eitz Kodal. Hey Agrippa de Rippo, what's your favorite fighting game? Mine is the fight against late-stage capitalism, except this shit isn't a fucking game. Rise up. JK4023. Dems fighting herds make me horn. Why didn't he just say words? Lord Hugenot. Fighting games are for immature children who haven't bathed in weeks. Now MOBAs, that's where boys become men who do bathe, but I don't play those preschool games like League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm. I play college grade Dota 2. That game requires you to have advanced calculus and mathematics under your belt. This message was sponsored by the Mick P. Pants Foundation. Thank you, base spider god. Kura. Non-flashbacks to Soul Calibur 4 Online and getting perfected by sweaty-ass Melvins using their min-max custom loadouts. Thomas. Every time I win a match, I jizz on my baby's face. And I don't mean girlfriend.